What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to do an oil change on Victory's 106. This applies to all Victory 106s from 2008 to their most current 2017 engines. Let's get to it. You need a 3/8 drive ratchet, 6mm Allen, and drain plugs under here. This is really simple after the fact. Helps if you're in the right spot, doesn't it? All right, so you're gonna pull your drain plug. Get oil all over your hand and hopefully not all over the place. All right, so pull your plug. I like to put it in a mag tray, and it looks like, yeah, that crush washer was stuck to the guy. So let that drain. While the oil's draining, come back here. On these engines, love them. Your oil filter is here at the back of the engine where it should be, on the bottom at the back, so it's not dripping and going all over the place, all over your engine. So move your oil pan so that you're draining your oil and able to crank off this filter here. And the oil filter number for K&N is KN198. If you don't want to go back with the Polaris filter, that's the number on that guy. I only use the Victory semi-synthetic 2040 engine oil. I got a kit in. I got 2 kits. Oh, I don't have to wait on it the next time. I'll just be ready. But part number on that guy is there. You can get it from Amazon. You know, you just look up Victory motor oil change kit. It'll pop up. It's for the 100 CID and the 106 as well. So what I like to do is replace, what I will do, instead of this, it's a 4.5 quart system. They say it's a 5 quart system and it holds 0.5 in the engine, but we're just a little too much there. But what I like to do is remove this guy and replace him with some Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer. The Victories have a sewing machine, little tick 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 tick, and I've noticed this, replacing this guy with half a quart of this stabilizer reduces that tick a little bit, and I don't get clutch slipping, you know, popping out of gear or whatever they say when, you know, people complain about when they use a different oil or a heavier viscosity or go full synthetic. I don't worry about that, man. This works fine when I do it that way, and helps out with that too. Some people will say that you don't need to prime your filter, but OCD, I'm going to prime the filter. This is your Polaris oil filter part number. It will come in the kit. If you do need to just get the filter and you want the Polaris filter, that's the part number to him. I don't use them. You can hit me up if you want these filters. I got a few of them. I'll send them to you. So I like to use the K&N. Once again, that part number is KN198. And I prime my filters. I removed the little aluminum guys from these just to speed up the process here. But I will prime my oil filter. You always want to make sure to, you know, oil that O-ring a little bit, so when you take the, you know, you got to do your next change, it's not stuck on there. This absorbs into that filter media pretty quickly. So let that sit a few seconds, and then we'll go back together. Now we want to put on the crush washer that comes with the new kit, and thread your plug. All right, button. Who's got the button? All right, there it is. Let's not send that for a drink there. All right, hand tight. Move this back this way. Hand tight, and then they say 15 foot-pounds is the recommended specs on the on torquing that thing down, but I go hand tight, and then about a quarter turn. It should be about, you know, we'll call that a 15. I've also read right there. I've also read that some people say that the 15 foot-pounds is right on the verge of max shear pressure of the threads. So I just, you know, I just thread it on and go by feel. Then your primed filter over your drain pan. You're gonna have a little drip there if you primed it all the way. Hand tight, pretty good like that. Yes, sir. You got to make that sound. If you don't make that sound, it's not tight enough. Make sure you wipe off all your extra. Some people will hit it with brake cleaner. And now we're ready to fill. Now we're going to fill what I was going to say at the beginning, which I didn't. I'll tell you now. I like to crack this your dipstick, you know, oil cover, your dipstick oil cover. I like to crack this open and let a little air through as I'm draining. That way there's no, you know, vapor lock or whatever. There's no airlock in the engine preventing the oil from coming out real smooth. So, then go back with your oil. Leave a little room between your funnel and the aluminum, the threads there, so that the air can escape from the crankcase. And you're not gonna, that way you don't have a huge mess everywhere. One. I like to make these videos because whenever I first got when I got my first victory, I've had sport bikes all my life. Had a bunch of friends that would help me along as I was growing. You know, I grew up race car shops with my uncle and my dad and all of that, but you know, you can just figure it out if you're mechanically inclined. But I like to leave no variables, you know. So I like to ask questions and look on forums and watch videos myself. So hopefully this helps you out if you're doing your first oil change on your 106 or your 100. Because once you do this once, you got it from there on. I hate that Victory stopped making bikes. I'm a huge Indian fan, so my next bike will be an Indian. But really like the Victory brand and, you know, what they stood for, and the power and the body lines and suspension and braking, and the power. And then, like I said, for that last 0.5, here, I'll just go a little, and then we'll check it. Little rag there, so when you start this thing up, there's not a huge smoke. You don't have a bonfire. So they say to check your oil level with the bike standing upright and not on the kickstand. And if you have a trackside stand, that'll help you out. Well, it's hot in Texas, boys, I'm telling you. I would have the fan cranking, but then that would be all in the video. And that shows, yeah, just a wee bit more of this stringy, snotty Lucas. When I first got my Victory and heard that little sewing machine tick from the overhead valves and the rocker arms, just doing their job, I'm like, oh no, I got a lifter issue, or a rocker arm issue, rather, roller rocker arm issue or something. And everyone I've talked to said that that's just what they do. They just sound like that. Well, it drives me crazy. So putting in this 0.5 of a quart with the Lucas, instead of going just all with the Victory 2040, it quietens it down some, and it also quiets down that demon in my mind yelling at me as that thing's doing its little tickety tick ticks. It doesn't give me a tick, And that's it, man. That's pretty much it. Let that get down in there and take this out. And then you want to start it up. Let your oil filter completely fully prime. And check it again, once again standing straight up and down. And I really hope this helps you guys if it's your first oil change. And if not, you like Victory content, hopefully you just like watching the video, because it has this beast in it. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps you out on the Victory 100 and 106 oil changes. Like I said, once you've done it once, you got it from there. I appreciate you. Be blessed.